In this video, I'm going to talk about divorce and men. And what I want to cover is 5 things men need to know about divorce. Look, there's a lot of advice out there and misconceptions about men going through divorce. And one thing I do know is that it's going to be a painful process, both financially, emotionally, spiritually, really all of the above. And if there are 5 things that you can learn about divorce when going through it, that'll make it go by easier, then I think you'll have benefited quite a bit from this video. The first piece of advice is get a plan. Now, a plan can be driven by something that your friends give you, an attorney gives you, or some piece of advice that you read. But really, you need to do your research and understand that your chances of winning a divorce really come down to having a game plan. I would caution anyone that goes through divorce to really think about the kind of game plan they're going to need to win. Divorce is going to be painful, and without a plan, I think people suffer quite a bit. The second piece of advice is leaving your emotions out of it. Now, clearly, this is easier said than done, but I just know that really any decision made out of anger or bad emotion is likely to be a bad decision. And in divorce, those decisions will cost you. They'll cost you time and money. So it couldn't be more important to try the best you can to leave your emotions out of it. The next piece of advice is over communicate with your children, assuming you have any. Children will take divorce very difficult. From the youngest of years to the older years, children feel like divorce in many cases is their fault. So with children, it's important to over-communicate the love you have for them during this difficult period and also help them understand that divorce is not their fault. The next piece of advice is document absolutely everything. Remember, divorce is really a contract dispute, and you're getting out of a contract. And in contracts, documentation is everything. So the extent to which you have documents ready to look at and lined up is the extent to which you're going to win. So make sure you take the time and go through every piece of information you have and document it carefully. This will make your job a lot easier and make your chances of winning in divorce a lot better. Finally, be very, very careful with lawyers. Lawyers are, in some cases, an unfortunate part of divorce. It's likely you're going to need a lawyer, even if you go through mediation. So be careful with lawyers because they have very different motivations than you do. Lawyers cost a lot of money. So be sure that the lawyer you work with understands the goal and make sure that you communicate with them. The goal on your side is to get through this as quick as possible to preserve as much capital as you can. There are lots of other additional resources on men going through divorce. One great book is The Divorced Dad's Survival Guide. Notice there's 2 D's and 2 S's in that domain name, and also the divorceadvice.com. I encourage you to go check out those 2 sites and learn as much as you can as a man going through divorce.